ท่านนะคะเข้าสู่งาน Sustainability Spark by PTT Group 2000
by PTT Group 2026 Sparking the Future. I am Chon Rasami Ngan Tawisuk. I am your MC for today. This morning we have entered the opening ceremonies and we have heard a speech on Thailand's new horizon. Thailand is strong and sustainable under the volatile world. And we have heard from Dr. Ek Niti, our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. And we have also heard from the case studies in the United Kingdom that they can change the net zero goals to become an economic driving factor through investment on clean energy and also on policies makers from around the world. That is another direction that the globe is putting its emphasis on sustainability, not just on climate change, not just our climate, but also the economy and our social element. So that is why we are going to continue our discussion in the afternoon. This afternoon, the Spark Talk stage, we're going to be talking about the power of we. We are going to expand and scale up our collaborations to create sustainable and tangible outcomes. We have been honored by many organization leaders to build the organization ecosystem on sustainability in different dimensions, despite having coming from different dimensions, but they have the same goals to release the potential of Thailand and put Thailand into a tangible net zero outcome. We also have a showcase that is realistic and we'll be talking about them soon. So for this first session, we'll be talking on the topic of sustainability ripples, the expansion of sustainability, and we'll be talking about from one organization with how can we expand our impact. We are going to talk about sustainability that creates positive outcomes on different aspects. Like I said, we've been honored by many. So first off, I would like to invite Mom Luang Brit Panadda Ditsakul, Secretary of Mae Pha Luang Foundations under the Royal Patronage. Next on the stage, Mom Luang Pik Thong Thong Yai, Chief Executive Officer of PTT Oil and Retail Business, or PTT OR. And next, Dr. Pacharaphot Nantramat, Executive Vice President and Chief Economist of Krung Thai Bank Public Company Limited. So greetings to all three of you. Today I am honored and thrilled. We have three leaders in three different aspects, but we have the same goals. How do we drive sustainability? And sustainability from your organization expanding to other ecosystems. So we'd like to begin with Mom Luang Dit Panadda. May I address you as P. Duk? Many of you know him and you know him from many stages, and he's well known for sustainability. So if you could tell us about Mae Pha Luang Foundation on sustainability projects, what are you doing and what is the foundation doing to expand from small projects to bigger projects. First of all, good afternoon. Our foundation, Mae Falong Foundation, we've been around 50 years, and we were established in helping, but for helping people, especially marginalized groups, people on the hills, people in the rural areas, and we've established ourselves to be working on sustainable development, and we have a successful business. We have an income that can sustain ourselves, and we've become an organization that has a knowledge to share. And for 50 years, we've had a flagship project called the Doi Tung Hill. For the past 37 years, we understand quite well, really well, one of the dimensions of the challenge of sustainability in Thailand is how do we take care of people as well as the environment or the forest area. And that's how we use that knowledge to scale up. Now we're talking about today about sustainability, and if I were to tell you the Doi Tung story, maybe you will be thinking about the forest but not urban settings. And how are we going to relate to that? I want you to maybe think that our knowledge that we have right now, how can it be help drive sustainability for your companies, for yourself, for your family, or for your community? That would be the main question that we should be asking. Now, when we talk about sustainability, so we have to ask, what is sustainability? And do you know, when we talk about the word sustainability, how much sustainability are we talking about? Are we talking about just not littering, using circular products? For me, the simplest sustainability is the definition by the United Nations. And it is about a development that satisfies current people's needs without taking away the next generation's assets. And that's the biggest thing. How do we use the current resources that we don't utilize the next generation's resources? Now, if that is the main task, we're not going to utilize next generation's resources. We have to ask, okay, how sustainable are we, and are we really sustainable? Can we sustain ourselves? That's the main question that you should be thinking. Right. When just now we heard the word using resources that won't overshoot. Okay, we got this graph called Earth Overshoot Day. Looking at the most left column in 1973. That was the year when we were sustainable, because we were using the blue resources just within the year, meaning that we use enough so that it regenerates. Now the red bars, those are the bars where we are utilizing more than what the earth can replenish. If you are if this is a company, the red bar is your debt, your negative numbers. What are we borrowing? We're not borrowing money, but we're borrowing the next generation's resources. So it's been 50 years that we have been borrowing the resources. So we see these incidents, climate change or the flood in Hat Yai or the flood in France. These are the consequences of when the world cannot replenish its resources. The fact that the climate is becoming more volatile is because we are utilizing more than what we can replenish. If the company is borrowing for 50 years, the company should go out of business. The number on top, 1.8 Earth, this is what we're using. We are using the resources as if we have a planet and 1.8 of Earth. So how do we utilize the resources? We cannot. We are already overshooting it. Now let's look at Thailand alone. We can only go up to August. In August, we utilize, we finish our resources on the 8th of August. That means that for the remaining 4 months, we as Thai citizens are borrowing the next generation's resources. And that is, this is what we're looking at, how many days each country overshoots. Qatar overshoots after the February 4th. So within a few more weeks, they will be overshooting their resources. So this data is quite clear. Now, when we talk about sustainability, we should not only look at ourselves or our company alone. This is Mae Fa Luang. We have to ask 3 questions. What are the people going to get? What is the environment going to get? And what is the nation going to get? And what we do is we design our business that has to answer all these 3 questions. I think that this is a great time that we should review how can we redesign our business. And this is the first question. And second question, what is the government going to get? What is the company going to get? What is the villagers going to get? And we'll be distributing those percentages. But to look at return to the company, to the shareholders only, should not be an answer to sustainability. And if you believe in what the UN writes, if you believe in the data that we are using 1.8 resources of the world, it's time for us to adjust. How do we use less? How do we not overshoot? So the work of our foundation is there's 4 different things. So we do regional development, we help with poverty, we look at people and the environment, we do social business, we are redefining our businesses, we are hiring and integrating sustainability element into the supply chain, whether it be the sourcing of coffee, it should come from the community, and the community should also look after the environment as well. On procurement, on garment, on textile, we should not be, and on carbon credits that PTT is working on. We've been working for 5 years, so now PTT as a whole, we're looking at 170 thousand rai, and the next one is the sustainability consultant. We are doing this in making more projects. We're not making policies, but we are helping projects in implementation. We're doing the last mile element. And lastly, I'd like to say that we have many great thinkers. So I think that we should now be reflecting if we want to answer or find solutions on sustainability. And we need to think about what the company is going to get, what will communities get, what will environment get. I think it's time. Is it time now to redefine capitalism? How do we make sure that the current business has a heart, not just profits? I think this is key. And one thing that Einstein mentioned, and I always think about, is the definition of insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Are we insane today? Are we doing the exact same things, business as usual, and we want to get different results? So please think about that. And if the answer is yes, then we should spend the rest of the future to transition into more sustainability growth. Let me ask you, Piduk, what Mae Fa Luang Foundation is doing is you have thought prior to everyone else. 50 years ago, the word sustainability is not being mentioned much like today. What made Mae Fa Luang see, even back 50 years ago, to think about sustainability? I was okay. Yeah, I'm over time now. You sure you want to ask me that question? Anyways, first of all, it's not that we plan to do this from the start, but we have an ambition to do something. And our Queen Mother, she was not expecting a return to herself, but we were expecting return for the nation. So when we have that thought from the start, from the DNA, to think about the big picture and creating that business, we were thinking about that from the start. We didn't think about profit first. So that's a different challenge. But it's not that we cannot do it at all. Thank you very much.
สโลแกนนี้
Today, I believe that you have heard the slogan that I like so much. OR equals opportunity. As we said from the beginning, from your own organization that can drive ripples to other organizations. OR means opportunity. This is the way to reflect that what OR has done is to create the platform for the opportunity. What does this platform drive any changes to the businesses? Hello everyone. After listening to Kunduk joyfully, there is a lot of information about the perspectives that I have not even thought before. We have made use of the resources so much. The word OR means opportunity. OR, I believe that we have more advantages to give a return to the society. We have society platform, physical platform is so strong. Mainly, we are the oil and gas business of PTT Group. Our main duty is to take care of sustainability in terms of the energy sector for the business of oil and gas of PTT Group. Over the past 40 years, we have founded over 2,000 gas stations all over the country. That means today we sell 2.6 million liters of oil and gas every day. In the last 40 years, 15 years, we organized Amazon business. And right now we have over 7,400 cafe Amazons all over Thailand. This is the opportunity. How? Because over 2,400 gas stations, there is the area of the gas station, which is the point to give away the gas. But the remaining spaces is the opportunity, the land for opportunity. After calculation, we can give opportunity to people. 13.5 million square meters plus our digital platform. So far, most lately, there are 10 million people in our digital platform. So with the physical and digital platforms, this is to create opportunity for Thai people to grow together with PTTOR. Okay, I have to click the slides by myself as well. Okay. I want to show you the sustainability in action from the area in the platforms that we have totally from physical platform and digital platform. what have we done and how have we created opportunity for people. Actually, there are plenty, but I want to talk about three main areas that everyone should be familiar with. First, Thai Debt Foundation, Thai Debt Project. It is the project that we showcase good items from the community to get the community items to the whole country. This is the starting point from Nakhon Ratchasima. It is the project by the Ministry of Commerce and the bank give to PTOR that would encourage people in the community to offer the products to the owner of the gas stations so that they would choose to sell them in their own gas stations. This has been enlarged from asking for the place to sell products, and then we allocate the space for showcasing best items in a particular community. And this is, we have over 487 points of service with more than 500 SME businesses, and this can generate more than 160 million baht per year. I would give some examples. For the pan clip, the pastry product from Pathalung province, this may be the great product from the village that would be enlarged to the district, province, and the region. And this is going to be the best item for Thailand that is available in Amazon shops all over the country. From the sales of 300,000 baht per year. And I believe that the sales has been increased to 30 million baht per year. This is the opportunity from our platform. And second, the dried bananas from Pichit and tamarind from Pichit. Both products have generated 20 million baht per year. Villagers in Pichit just make the product by themselves to give away to their friends and peers in their villages, and this can generate revenue for them. And the next project would be the project that we have been doing is the area to share happiness. We have more than 2,000 gas stations all over the country every year. Thailand is the country of agricultural products. In each season, the product may be increased, and we give opportunity for farmers to sell their products at our gas stations. Over the past years, I believe that more than 375 gas stations are located in the urban area, so farmers can sell their products over there, and this can generate more than 10 million baht per year. And the third project is what I believe that everyone should be familiar with at least. More than 90% of people are Amazon customers. Right now, 90% are Amazon customers. Amazon is the coffee that is quite fair. If you can see, if you have watched the clip before, Amazon is quite fair to people all over the world because the price is affordable, it's not too expensive, and fair to the farmers. Every year, we use over 6,000 tons per year, Arabica 4,000, and the remaining 2,000. The coffee is delicious. We buy the coffee from the from the farmers directly, and this can generate the revenue for them. The coffee that we talk about, we have the project Amazon for Chance project. This provides opportunity for those who need special opportunities in the society so that they can feel dignified and be equal as other people, and it is also fair to the world. When you go through the PTTOR booth, you can see the project of the recycled cups that can be made use of. And more importantly, it is the project that is fair to people in the community and stakeholders. We open opportunities for Thai people to have franchise. Right now, we have more than 4,000 Amazon shops. And we also have another project that is called Partner Bakery Project. I'll talk about this later on. This is to provide opportunity for manufacturers of the great items in a particular village or tambon sub-district to expand that to the market at a national level. Not only for the village level, it's going to be more to the national level. When I talk about the bakery business, Amazon has bought bakery from local sources, from villagers that can sell the bakery or products at Amazon shops. This can generate more than almost 8,000 million baht per year. The outstanding things that we have been using services regularly from 300,000 to 30 million baht, and Patra Bakery is the place that we can allocate the the area for selling bakeries at Amazon shops, and this can generate a lot of revenue. We have the Patra Bakery shop in Khon Kaen, and right now it's also all over the country. I just talk about fair to the brewers. We have the project called Amazon for Chance. Amazon is a Amazon coffee shop with barista. In some, we have more than 400 Amazon shops all over the country. We offer opportunity for people who need special opportunity, for people with disability, with hearing, to have a chance to do the job at Amazon. We also provide opportunity for senior citizens, veterans, so that and those who need special opportunity, who need more revenue to support themselves, to be able to work with Amazon. The first Amazon branch that is open is at Hydro Salaya in BE 2561, and right now we have 468 shops all over the country. I just talked to Kun Dep and Kun Duk, and I think that we should give more opportunity for the social sector who have more needs. For example, those who have just been released from the prison, more than 50% of people who are released from the prison will return to the prison again. So I am thinking that should we give opportunity for these people? What can we do so that these people will receive opportunity for the better future for them? And I think that in this first session, it should be about it. Otherwise, Kun Pacharapon will not have a chance to talk. Thank you so much to Mam Luang Peek Thong. What he has presented to us is quite impressive. In the energy sector, it provides opportunity for people. And what they have been doing is the way to create sustainability. Exactly. And when we talk about finance sector, finance is everyone can live their lives making use of the finance sector. Today, Krung Thai works in parallel with Thai people in the financial sector. What have we done in terms of sustainability? Thank you. Thank you to PTT for giving opportunity to Krung Thai to share experience about this. The first question is, nowadays, the Thai society, what do we expect from banks? because nowadays, if you observe the roles of all organizations, whether you in which business sector, the caring for the environment and society and our stakeholders are very important. Of course, the financial sector will not simply look at banking or finance or investment only. So, from the perspective of Krung Thai Bank, what we have been talking, that is the vision of our organization, is the ways that pave towards sustainability. We have to be on the side of Thai people, Thai businesses, Thai entrepreneurs, and Thai society that would lead towards sustainability. Sustainability here is, as what the two panelists just talked about, we not only look at sustainability as in terms of environment, but it is about the ways of life in the dimensions of revenue, health, education, and so on. So it is all about sustainability, because eventually it is the opportunity that one person that grows up in Thailand will have a chance to grow in terms of the financial social status with good health and good education and good ways of life. In the mission of Krung Thai Bank that you can see here is empowering better life for all Thais. So we want to do anything that can make the ways of life of Thai people better. So I think that I would like you to think about the first question: what do we expect from the banks? What Krung Thai Bank has been trying to present that would meet the requirements is we want to be part of the dimension of economic and society of Thailand. We want to be on the side of Thai business and Thai people. We want to make sure that Thai people in Thailand will have better ways of living. From this aspect, eventually, will the shares grow or how business will grow? I think that if we know that we have the problems with the structure, as you can see in the circle on the screen, our challenge in Thailand are so many in the dimensions of the challenges in dealing with climate change, or when we have problems with climate change so much. And we also have discrepancy in terms of revenue and problems and other social challenges that take place. If we want to focus on solving these problems, we will find the biggest wall, that is about the budget. We cannot solve the problems of everything. Everything must use money. So we need to have the second thing, that is how can we solve those problems while the economy can grow and organizations, private sector and all business can grow as well. All people can have more revenue. In the area of investment, people say that when we look at companies, they will look at bottom lines. They need to gain profit. And at the same time, people around them must be growing as well. With this concept in the dimension of banks, let's say in the past 5 to 6 years after COVID-19 emergence, do we have any special assistance that can help this vision to be possible? If we look at the left side of this picture, this is the key about the progress of technology that comes up to help meet the requirements of everything. As banks, we touch base with everyone. What can we do to help solve the problems of everyone, and also for the investment? With this concept, over the past many years, the banks, Krung Thai Bank, what Krung Thai Bank has been doing. And if we look back, of course, from the era of COVID-19, nobody would think that banks would participate in
ฉีดวัคซีน
the
เป็น
vaccination.
หนึ่งใน
It,
พาร์ทเนอร์
banks are one of the partners of the medical sector to distribute vaccines for COVID-19 in BMA and other areas with the all many projects that we were involved
เรื่องของ
in the dimension of
ก็
the
เหมือนกันก็คือว่าเป็นเรื่องของการเงินที่จะต้องลงไปสู่
social services
สายธนาคาร
from
นะครับเรื่องของสุขภาพ
with the bank
นะครับ
and
ทุกวันนี้
also with the
สังคมอาจจะ
in terms of health.
ยากจังเลยไม่รู้ว่า
Society would think that it's quite difficult. They would not know what kind of privileges they have. So Krung Thai Bank has participated in the project to disseminate information about what people can get for the benefits in their social needs. And also for education, Krung Thai Bank help with better education for all Thais in the payment of the education debts. Also with the justice system, Krung Thai Bank has been doing e-filing. When we do the e-filing to the court, mainly about the cases with e-filing makes people feel have better access to justice system. And the investment in Koh Tao, we brought financial solutions in terms of e-donation and gaining donation from the digital platform. This meets the requirements of people in the community of Koh Tao because during the COVID-19, nobody would gain any revenue from the tourists. What can we do so that this sum of money can help with the investment and employment in Koh Tao? And it can help people in the community in Koh Tao to do the cleaning of their environment. And they also did the breeding of the fish, and this can generate revenue for them. What we have done so far has nothing to do with finance, but eventually it has in terms of savings. With the technology, savings can be made easier and people would have better access for finance, especially from the government sector. And those with the handicap in the eyes can have access to financial investment, or even those in prison, if they want to save money, we can help. All this, what is the bottom line? What can the Krung Thai Bank get out of these activities or projects? Of course, the positioning of Krung Thai Bank, everyone, many people would feel that Krung Thai Bank has gone so far from the past. In the past, Krung Thai Bank was quite outdated, but nowadays, with our mission in touch base with people's life, we are not only the bank to give away loans. So we can see that the number of users who use the service of Krung Thai Bank in all their dimensions have increased considerably. We are one of the banks in Thailand that many users have been using. So in summary, in the first part, this is the picture that the banking sector has been talking a lot about. What is our mission? It is to pose a question about why business is organized for. In one aspect, of course, in terms of business, we must meet the requirements of stakeholders who are our shareholders. And another stakeholder is society. We need to integrate both. So we have to do well. Business has been done good, and do good is also for the society. This is the vision that we are here for, and this is the bottom line for our business and also for the Thai society. This is quite impressive as well. If you look at the mobile phone, of course, you can see Krung Thai application on your mobile phones. Of course, many projects that the three panelists have been talking about, they are quite successful, even though they have gone through a lot of challenges over the past 50 years. What challenges have you met? From Mae Fa Luang Foundation, people did not know much about sustainability until now.
I think number one, the main challenge is that because we are an organization that works with community, the biggest challenge is to get trust from the community. And that is what we've always said, that trust cannot be bought. It's not something that we can just grab from the air. We have to build it. So my example is that trust, if we are able to compare it, it's like having a really good old friend, someone we fully trust. We need time, we need, or a business partner is the same way. In their bad days, we're still with them. In their tough times, we're with them. And it takes time, it needs to be walked together. This is how you build trust. And in business, along the supply chain, how are we being affected, or how are we affecting other people upstream and downstream? We can give you an example of my business of coffee. Our coffee, we don't grow all of our coffee. We do buy coffee beans from the community. We buy quality products and we sell them so that we get profits. The community, not only that they have to grow their coffee beans, but they have to also take care of the forest of Thailand. A lot of times I don't feel comfortable when people talk about sustainability, about what they do or what we do. I don't do much, but I endorse them to protect the environment. But it's not my action. So our activities are really back office activities to support the community that lives in the forest, to take care of their forest for us, for our children and grandchildren. So please understand. Now, if the community cannot survive, we cannot survive. If we produce coffee and we violate biodiversity, you know, if there's no forest left, only coffee plantations, can we still live, really? Will the ecosystem remain? Now, what we have to do is we have to also get them to maximize their profits, but utilizing the least resources. Technology is important. Long-term purchases is important. Fair business practice is important. And education, for them to know their roles of being an environmentalist, is important. Now, every time or when you had a chance to go up the hill, you will see that the water that they use to process coffee, look at what color of the water it is. This, you will understand that this is the quality of water that you will need to use, or the quality of water that the Metro Water Authority will need to process before urban cities can use. Now, the important element of the company is management buy-in. We are lucky we have visionary leaders here, but not all companies will have leaders as such. Not companies will have CEOs like PTT. If the senior directors don't buy in, it's really tough. Whatever you propose on sustainability, you will have to wait. And you need a management buy-in and shareholders buy-in. Shareholders, I just addressed that we should not be looking purely at profits. If we look at the long-term horizon, we need to look at the sustainability of communities. When we talk about net zero pathway, when we reduce scope 1, scope 2, if we don't reduce that, how are we going to do? PTT, We may need to work on carbon capture, but what about other companies on agriculture? These companies, if the banks are the same, banks maybe get bigger, but the question is, if we don't do SMEs, we don't do decarbonizations, how can the bank reduce their carbon footprint? The question today is, are we looking at only short-term benefits and we don't get our livelihood back? Or should we look at long-term benefit and also stay alive? We have to have climate justice in action, because if we say climate justice, it will be a topic of discussion, but there's no real tangible outcome. I think I have 2 more pages, correct? This is implementations and the cost of it. The cost of implementation versus cost of inaction. This is really key, because many of you may think that, okay, if you're the first to invest, you're not going to get your return. But if you don't invest, you don't act, what's going to happen? Would that be more expensive? So please consider that. Thank you, Mr. Duke. If we have more time, maybe we can come back to discuss, because from your father's era, Mom Ratchawong, yeah. Maybe you're talking about my brother, but never mind. When we go to Nan, not that everybody will open up from day one. From when you get in from the trust. I had to work with communist group. Yes. That's the past. Maybe we can come back to that. But the key message that Mr. Duke has mentioned is trust, which is not something we build in one day. And OR, Mom Long Priton, OR is a big company, but to bring this in, will there be challenges? What are your challenges? What do you see, and what can you do to win the hearts of the people? We can talk about 2 things, the past and the future. The first thing may be similar to what Mr. Duke has said. It's how do we pass along our belief from generations to generations. If the management today has this belief, but the next one do not, then we cannot pass on our strategy. But I'm not too concerned, because in our PTT group we have a culture or a spirit. One of the spirit is the R is responsibility for society. That is a DNA that when we interview people for our office, we of course look at their grades and we see if they are fit to join our firm. Not that they are physically fit, but I want to see their mindset. How are we still instill our DNA of being responsibility to the environment? I'm not too concerned about that. What we want to pass along is not just to be a giver, but to create a balance between receiving and giving. Because if we only give, it's not going to be sustainable. And if we receive only, it's not going to be sustainable either. We cannot build trust. Secondly, I have mentioned this, our platform is large and we've built quite a bit from our platform. We have 210 gas stations. We have millions per day sold of gasoline, and we sold a lot of coffee, 1.2 million coffees per day. We have a Blue Plus platform, a digital platform with 10 million people. The problem is if we're not able to sustain or build trust from the user, this platform will shrink and will not create any impact. We have today, we can build because we have a platform. And lastly, the challenge is we look at OR investment strategy. When we invest, what are we looking at? We have to look at something sizable and comparable. And secondly is scalable. We can invest with this person, and our advantage is our 2,400 service centers, and we can also expand. We also need to have synergy with OR, and when we invest, OR needs to be able to tell us that, okay, we not only take, we have to offer also. Now, when we talk about scalability, who do we invest with? When we invest with someone, that person has to scale. And when our platform of Amazon, it's an opportunity for our partner bakery, for the community, someone with good food can expand further and further. But not everyone will be successful. This is the challenge. It's not that if we pick someone, that person will be successful. But we have to try and try and try again. If you don't succeed, we need to help them with a soft landing. And if you succeed, we will expand them to a national level. So what's important here is this is a major hurdle, because like VC or venture capital, they invest in startups, they invest in 100 businesses, not all will succeed. The same principle applies here. Not everyone will be successful in business, but we will try to help as many people as we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And what about Krung Thai Bank? Over the past years, you went through a lot of challenges. Which factors make you successful? I would say that if you make an observation from my presentation at the beginning, many of the things that Krung Thai Bank has been doing can meet the requirements or out of the necessity to meet the challenges of the country. When we went through COVID-19, which is a big incident, and we went through the flooding. With the flooding, the government had to try to find a way to stimulate the economy, like the co-payment. And we have found that Thai people do not have much access to the welfare, so we need to have a welfare card. And Thai people have difficulty in knowing their own health privileges, so we need to have a platform for them. When we think about what are the challenges, it is the challenges of the country that we have been faced with. This is one of the roles that we need to try to understand the context. We will not simply solve each problem one by one, but we have to understand that the points of challenges that we have found are linked together. As you can see in the picture, for the climate change or technology or aging society, everything is linked together. Now that we are here in Thailand, in terms of competitiveness, risk, the informal economy, these are all connected as well. So when we want, the result is sustainability of the economy of Thailand. But nowadays, if we do not know yet about the root cause, why Thailand is one of the countries with the large gap of the welfare, with the discrepancy in terms of revenue. And we are one of the countries that make use of a lot of budget for the welfare. And the country's debt is almost up to the ceiling. We really lack information about the needs of the society in each areas. These are the challenges that are defined. Actually, we have figures that support the thing that Thailand is quite informal in many aspects. We do not know that how much money, how much revenue Thai people has, or even for corporate or SME business, they are not legal entities. So when when Thailand has a lot of dimensions in informal setting, the resilience in number 5 is quite low. But why resilience is low? Because whenever there is natural disaster, we become resilient quite slowly. That is because we don't know information about who is in trouble and who is not. So the budget for investment is disseminated equally. The dimension of many dimensions are linked together. If we cannot tackle each aspect properly with the ultimate goal of making Thailand grow sustainably, we have to look at all these aspects together. If we have spare time for the last part, Krung Thai Bank, what Krung Thai Bank has been thinking about the involvement. Thank you. So this leads to the third question. For ourselves or for our organizations, whether it's small or large, if we want to integrate sustainability, what do each of you want to convey message to the audience from what about Mae Fah Luang Foundation? I have only one slide with the logo. Just do it. I believe that today we know what to do. We have basic understanding about what we can do, but the problem is we have not started yet, so we need to just do it. Let's go back to the previous point. We have to do it right now. I believe that we don't have much time left. I want to persuade everyone when I work, I want to personalize the work. Let's imagine, do you have families yet? All in the front rows have family. Do you have children or nephews, grandchildren yet? I work today. My question is, when should we do? I look from the perspective of a father. The definition of sustainability means to pass on resources to the next generation in the equal amount as what we do. In the equal amount that as the resource we use today. Can we reduce it to only one group? If we don't do it right now, it's going to be 1.9 or 2.0. And that doesn't mean that we have to spend more money to solve that problem. This is the thing that you all have to think. So when we do anything, don't do everything by yourself. In the world, there are many experts in many areas. For example, if Mae Fah Luang Foundation want to use the carbon credit, so that people will have more access, we work in collaboration with Cubic. In the next session, we are going to talk more about that, so that we will talk about how people can have more access to carbon credit. We will use technology. Or if we want to make use of the areas in the forest, we work in collaboration with PTTOR, because PTTOR has been buying a lot of coffee beans. When OR think that should we make an investment for the forest, the banks have money. So if we use the engineering model by buying the products from OR or Mae Fah Luang Foundation with the borrowing from the banks. In the past, we sold cherries, and this can be transformed to the manufactured, and then this can help the forest survive. This is the new business model. And today we have to act today, right now. And we need to get the buy-in from our shareholders and senior management. And we need to empower communities to protect nature on behalf of everyone. This is what we need to act right now. Acting today does not mean a success, but of course, if we take action, we can get lessons learned. The learning curve, the more you do, the more you learn. The more you do, the more than other people. This can pave ways for sustainability. The key thing is act now. Do it right now. Many of you have listened to the panelists, and you want to duplicate what OR has been doing to drive ripples in the community. OR is just born. We are quite new, only 7 to 8 years old. We are quite young. I think about 3 keywords that I want to link attachment for the stakeholders to have trust that we do business in a fair manner. This is like Nike. But I'm thinking about what Adidas means. Anyway, for the attachment or bond, I think that what we need to create, as I told you previously, one of the key success factors is people in the organization. People in the organization needs to change their mindset. Many of you might have heard the word license to operate. We need to have license operate, but I want to change that to license to feel good. You will feel good towards what you have been doing. You will feel that what you are doing is the right thing. Like when you do grow the forest, you feel good. It's due to operate. When you do any CSR activity to return to the society, you will feel good. You will feel that what you do is good, and then the result will be good as well. And the second thing is to build trust and confidence. I want everyone to have trust that what you do is not successful all the time, but you need to do it again and again. And one day, after you put effort, it's going to be successful. And more importantly, fairness, fair business. What does it mean? We have 3 more minutes left. Do you want to use more time? No? Okay, fairness means the organization will gain profit. People, staff will be happy, and community will have opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. 3 minutes. 3 minutes left. Krung Thai Bank, what are you going to do to create sustainable ecosystem? I think that mainly I want to end with this slide. We need to collaborate. Actually, we have been talking so much about cooperation. However, I want to point out that this is becoming more concrete. I'm not sure if you have heard this word before, reinvent Thailand. Actually, it is collaboration that took place at the end of last year. It is the collaboration of the private sector with the Association of the Banks in collaboration with the Council of the Commercial Council to solve the problems. If we solve each problem one by one, then it's not going to be integrated. It does not lead to synergy. So we need to collaborate by dividing the roles of each stakeholder and brainstorm ideas from the government and private sectors to work together. For each problem, how should we solve each problem in terms of economy and society? And I would give some examples. The 2 panelists just talked about that actually Thailand has large companies which are quite strong, while the small companies are mainly SMEs that do not have readiness. If the large and small organizations do not grow together, then it's going to cause some difficulty. So I would give some examples of Reinvent Thailand. What we have been trying to do is how big and small organizations can go together. Small organizations may need to request assistance from large organizations like the Chamber of Commerce, so that small organizations can help themselves. If we can uplift or scale up the problems about the access to financial services, the lack of information or informal settings for any services, we would have the platforms for big and small organizations can run business together in an easy manner. And the government sector will provide incentive. For example, the Federation of Industries have the project that if the if a product is manufactured in Thailand, they would have some advantages in the procurement system. And this can lead to, if everything can be posted in the system, the government sector can provide financial assistance. So we need to have more discipline or systematic ways of providing service for the large organizations and SME businesses to go together. Over the past years, what did we do? For the measures that we handle the debts, for example, in the closing the debt to go forward. This is part of the projects under the project of Reinvent Thailand. What may be associated with business is from January forward, the tools of the government for the loans, soft loan tools from government savings bank or any other Thanachat bank. This can help the group who have the ability to grow the business for the Thai economy. If you make an investment in Thai transformative business in taking care of the environment, the soft loans with the low interest and with credit guarantee that has been increasing for medium and small-sized business. And finally, the challenges of the private government sector. We do the campaigning about taking action against corruption, because many things in Thailand has been involved with corruption all the time, including the sustainability. So we need to solve all these problems together using Reinvent Thailand platform. Let me summarize that. If you are interested, if you want to get more information, please go to Reinvent Thailand website. Thank you. Thank you so much to the three panelists. Let's give a round of applause to the three panelists from the three organizations which are not the same, with different dimensions, and share some similarities in terms of sustainability. From what the three panelists talk about, we start from ourselves. If we want to work on sustainability, we need to have belief. Then we can create trust so that other people will believe as well. And finally, with Nike slogan, do it now. Please give a round of applause to Mom Luang Patnada Kitdisakul, Mom Luang Peek Thong Thong Yai, Chief Executive Officer of PTTOR, and Dr. Pattarapon Nutramat, Executive Vice President and Chief Economist of Krung Thai Bank Public Company Limited. Thank you so much to the three panelists, and it's now time for the group photo for the three panelists. Actually, today's stage should have 2 hours for our discussion, because 1 hour is too short, and the three panelists have a lot more to share with us. But actually, this is the beginning of the afternoon session that would pave the way, pave the basics of sustainability for everyone, that you can trust in yourself, and you need to believe that you are going to do this. And after listening, we do not do it for our own selves, but we want to pass on the good things for the next generation, whether you will have grandchildren or not, but everyone on earth have mercy for you, and you have to use everything on the earth while thinking about other people. Apart from this stage, we are going to have another showcase of those who are successful to share their experience and their success stories when they do many things that and are successful. Thank you so much to the three panelists. Please stay tuned. We are going to have another interesting showcase of the successful people who work on environment, green environment, and create value to the economy and pass on good things to the society and the environment. Today, society is not only the goal, but you need to do it right now to make it happen. After listening to the three panelists, we think about sustainability. Is it about environmental only? But it relates to everything that we do in everyday life that is going to be dealing with everyday spotlight with the showcase. The first showcase is from kitchen to creation, the biorefinery journey of tomorrow. Stories about creating value from what you think about is a waste, but with technology of biorefinery, it can transform the oil from the kitchen to be clean energy, and the chemicals and plastic products that is around you. This can lead to a lot of creation of good value with GC and HMC polymers. Please give a round of applause to คุณพัฒพงษ์รัตนโสพล the Chief Operating Officer of base of PTT GC. Please give a round of applause to คุณพักพงษ์ please. And the next person is Mr. Corso Usili, President of HMC Polymers Company Limited. And I will pass on this stage to the next moderator. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the audience, distinguished guests. Today, I want to share my good experience from PTTGC. I would like to start with the question: have you ever seen the picture of the drainage that is filled with the dust, the oil? Where does the oil come from? The oil comes from our own kitchen, from the oil that we have used, from our kitchen, from the restaurants, or even from the kitchen of other entrepreneurs that can create negative impact to the environment. We see that the used oil is the villain, but of course, many of you may not know before that such oil can be transformed to create value to our environment. And today, it's my great honor to be on the stage today to tell you or share experience with you about the oil that you may think of it as a waste. It can create value to our environment in which aspects? Let's imagine the oil that you bought and used it to fry products. In the past, it has good color, yellow, but after frying, the color was changed and it became something of no value. It became used and of no value. And then it would create problems to us unexpectedly. Many of you have not thought about that before. And the problem that I have been talking about is mainly in two aspects. The first thing is the problem to your health. Why? Because the oil, after using, it has no value at all. What are you going to do if you throw it away? You will feel it's a waste. So many people have been using it again and again. And you can see more very often, especially from the using oil to fry the product. You may use the oil again and again, and using the oil again can create toxic instance, and it leads to danger to your health. And this is the first problem about your health. Then the second problem is about the environment, because the oil, after frying the oil again, and you have to throw it away because it lacks ingredient for the frying. if you throw it away, it's of no value at all. And the easiest way is to throw the used oil in the drainage, and it's going to be toxic. When it is in the water, it's going to be clogged in the draining pipe, and it will destroy the ecosystem, and it leads to negative impact to the environment. Actually, these problems can be solved. We can change the ways to solve the problems completely. The answer is in what we see is circular economy. What is circular economy? It means changing waste or something of no value to something that is of value and can be used again. The waste here is the used oil. I would tell you about the innovations that we have been using to transform the waste into something valuable. In which way? GC has started one project that is a challenging mission. It is to elevate the capacity of manufacturing of our distilling factories by using the used oil as a mixture of the crude oil and use biorefinery technology, using the used oil in the distilling, using biorefinery with full processing. This is the innovation that GC has been doing, and we have improved our distiller factory using only 1.5% of the money in building a new plant. And it does not take long. It took only a few months. For the biorefinery plant of GC, we have been using this last year. The products from biorefinery plant are: one, the oil for aircraft, sustainably SAF, the oil and gas for aircraft, FAF from the used vegetable oil can reduce greenhouse gas by 65% when compared to the oil for other normal aircraft. So GC is so proud because SAF oil by GC is certified with ISO at the global standard. That means that we can handle the whole supply chain. And more importantly, GC works with the main partner, that is PTTOR, in using SAF in fueling the aircraft. Maybe when you fly right now, the aircraft that you have been flying may use FAF oil. This is to insist that we have strong determination to manufacture the product that is useful to the environment, and it is an important stepping stone for GC and Thailand to pave way towards sustainability in 2050. That shows that we really take action. In addition to SAF, we have some more products which are important and was manufactured from biorefinery plant, that is bioplastics. Over the past years, we have an increasing demand for bioplastics. We cannot, because bioplastic is in an increasing demand among consumers. GC works with many partners, including Thai Sustainable Rubber, working on rubber plastics, and tourist industry for the fabric, which is the biological fiber. And we also have another important ally, that is HMC Polymers. We help expand the market of sustainability, and it is the biopropylene product that can be transformed into bio-PP. And right now, today, HMC is on the stage with us. Mr. Corso, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Sawadee Kap. I'm sorry I'm going to speak in English today. My Thai is not yet at the right standards. My name is Korsut Siali, and I'm president of HMC Polymers. And as you might know, we are one of the leading producers of polypropylene in the region. And today I would like to talk to you about something that you're probably very familiar with, although you might not know directly. And it's about polypropylene plastic. In fact, indeed, I'm sure that all of you today have been in contact with polypropylene during the day, but you probably have not realized, because polypropylene is actually everywhere, and it quietly supports our everyday life. So think about your daily routine. In the morning, you probably change diapers of your child. You're wearing a mask to protect yourself from PM 2.5. It is in syringes and saline used for medical applications and healthcare applications. It is in your car, in your electrical appliances, in your food container, in your snacks. Indeed, in every minute of your day, you're probably in contact with polypropylene. So polypropylene is not just a material, but of course, it's part of modern day life. But here's the challenge, indeed. Sorry, I'm going too fast. But here's the challenge, right? All of plastic today, including polypropylene, is made from petroleum products. So it's made out of a finite material. And so the question is, what if we could keep the benefits of polypropylene, but at the same time make it more sustainable? So here is where biopolypropylene comes into play. Biopolypropylene is made from renewable resources, such as used cooking oils, as you heard just a minute ago from Gunpak Kong. And at the same time, it's the same oil that is used in restaurants and in your homes on a daily basis. So let me go to the next slide. Sorry. So how do we make this transformation? And this transformation is possible, we believe is possible through collaboration. And the collaboration that we've had with our shareholders and suppliers, PTTGC, who convert the used cooking oils into biopropylene, which is a sustainable raw material that we then use. At HMC Polymers, we transform the biocircular propylene into biocircular polypropylene. And then, though we sell it and our customers use it in a number of products to create, for example, children's toys, food trays, baby diapers, and baby bottles, and many, many more. After use of these products can be recycled, helping to reduce waste, reduce emissions, and ultimately support a circular economy. And this is how we move from, sustainability moves from a concept to reality. So biocircular PP is clearly a part of HMC's sustainability roadmap and strategy. It reinforces our position as a leading polypropylene producer in the market and gives us access to premium markets where we realize our customers are actively seeking for sustainable materials and actively seeking for sustainable choices. So it's not only, of course, about carbon reduction, but also our biopolypropylene is ISCC certified. And that this actually ensures there is traceability across the entire supply chain. Most importantly, it allows us to strengthen our role as a preferred partner for sustainable polypropylene solutions. So sustainability, sustainability so does not start with one company or one product. It starts, we believe it starts from collaboration. So with this, I would like to thank, of course, PTTGC, our partner, our shareholders, for being able together with us, right, to turn a shared vision for real impact in society to be able to bring sustainable materials into the market. Because sometimes, you know, we can start to change the world with one very small pellet. We can manage to change and make a difference in the world. So thank you very much for your attention. Kokum Kap.
Yep. Thank you also. I have one final part.
Okay.
Yep. ก็กลับมาเป็นภาพภาษา
Back to Thai language. Like I have told you earlier, and Mr. Koso has also shared on the biopolypropylene product, the success that we have today, whether it be from SAF or bioplastics, all of us here can be a part of that, because currently PTTGC has opened an initiative called From Kitchen to Machines. We work with several partners from public sector and private sector. As listed on the screen, we have Rayong community. Our factories are mostly based in Rayong, and also from social enterprises, from different universities, or the Ministry of Higher Education, and also Bangkok Airways, Thai Airways, and our partners have gathered used cooking oils to be passed to PTTGC, and PTTGC can bring that over to create more value and create more benefits to the world. So I would like to invite you, everyone, to please be a part of this movement and be a part of it by scanning that QR code, so you can bring your used cooking oil to sell it. And we have over 40 places to buy used cooking oil. You know, these little habits, these little things, whatever you fry, you finish, don't think of it as waste. Collect them, put them in a bottle. There's already value in there, and you can sell them at the selling point. And with this just simple behavior change, we can help build a better world, better climate, better air for you and the next generation. Thank you very much. Thank you, and big round of applause to Mr. Pakpong Wangrattanasopon, CEO of PTTGC, and Mr. Corso, President of HMC. So this is a good initiative, bringing used cooking oil into opportunities. And it's using circular design, where HMC is utilizing and starting to cycle from the upstream. This is the key of sustainability. Thank you very much for sharing these two. Thank you. And like I said, today's showcase has many guests. Next showcase, we would be talking about tangible sustainability. I would like you to hear about this from IRPC and also um, a foundation for orthotists, the Prosthesis Foundation. How is it? So from waste to walk, would that be good? From waste to something really valuable, building value added and bringing social benefits.
After watching the intro, you would be eager to listen, right? Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Gulachat Dang Kuntot, Senior Manager of R&D Scaling Up, Plant Simulations and New Material Prototyping at IRPC Public Company Limited, and Mr. Goson Intara Prasit, the Senior Certified Prosthetist and Orthotist from Prosthesis Foundation of Her Royal Highness the Princess Mother. The two panelists are going to talk to you. And now let me invite Kun Saranya Piwat, Senior Officer of the Strategy Planning from IRPC, to be the moderator of this session. Please give a round of applause to the three people on the stage. Hello. Hello, distinguished guests. And today, let me welcome all of you to Spark Talk Action Spotlight. And today, I'm going to bring you to listen to impressive stories about foreign to work project, about the using plastic product for building the prosthesis equipment. Can you please talk about this project with the Ministry Foundation, Prosthesis Foundation? Welcome all of you once again. IRPC is the company producing petrochemical in all circle, producing plastics of high quality that you can see from all around you. In addition to this business, we take care of the society, community, and the environment. We provide services in using the development and research, as well as materials for the development of the community for sustainability, as well as our business. For the initiation of the project, we have found that Prosthesis Foundation of Her Royal Highness the Princess Mother have needs for the equipment for producing the artificial legs, and we delivered the plastics to the foundation for over 10 years in the development of high quality plastics before submitting them to the foundation. Our development and production is plenty and enough for the production of artificial legs. As we know, IRPC has advantages in the production of petrochemical products for the development of the projects for society. For the beginning of the creation of this foundation, hello, the Prosthesis Foundation of Her Royal Highness the Princess Mother was organized in 1992 with the determination and the mercy of Her Royal Highness the Princess Mother. She during the time that Her Royal Highness, the Princess Mother, went to meet with the people in rural areas, she realized the difficulties of people who were handicapped. So she asked us to, in her message, she want the handicapped people to be able to live their lives as normal people, as ordinary people, as the people who have good quality of life, who can do everything the same way as ordinary people. In the next years, with the emergence of Prosthesis Foundation, we can see the importance of quality of life as intended, as expressed by the intention of Her Royal Highness the Princess Mother. We produced artificial legs for handicapped people without discrimination of religion or race. At the beginning, we made use of recycled products from the ring of aluminum ring for the aluminum cans and adjust it for the development to produce the artificial legs for the handicapped, so that the handicapped in rural areas who have no access to services can have artificial legs, and they would be able to live that earn a living for their families. And this project was implemented until the year BE 2025-54. By then, we gained assistance from PTTOR to develop the mold of the plastics so that we can create better quality of the artificial legs, so that the handicapped people can use the artificial legs at a level of global standard. So let's express our appreciation to IRPC for such assistance. And now IRPC, how does IRPC run the project since then? From what the professor just said, IRPC is aware of the changing of the techniques in changing the equipment from the products to be the polypropylene plastic. We conducted study about what other companies in Thailand has been using that plastic, and we know that the plastic was imported at an expensive price. So, but we know that our plastic product can make use for producing artificial products. We talked to the company who is our client, Little Polypack PP. They are pleased to collaborate with us in this project, and PPP company adopt our polypropylene plastic to produce polypropylene plate that has the thickness as required by the Prosthesis Foundation. After we produce this kind of plastic, we submitted that to the Prosthesis Foundation. Until now, it's been 10 years or more than 10 years that we have been working on the project, and we can provide the supply of quality plastics that is enough for the production of the artificial products for the handicapped. And since then, the Prosthesis Foundation made use of the plastics from IRPC for the production of artificial legs. In which way? After IRPC delivered the polypropylene plastic to Eastern Polyplan to make the plastic as flat, to develop the mold for artificial legs. In some parts, there are the leftover of the plastic of the mold, and the waste of the plastic. Over the past years, the amount of the leftover plastic has been increasing, And that becomes a worry, a concern for the Prosthesis Foundation, because we don't know how we are going to make use of that waste plastic. So we had some consultation with IRPC, and IRPC advised that they would have a discussion about this in their meeting. And the company believed that it is important for the waste plastic from the plastic mold, how to handle this, because it is quite hard and it is plenty. So our foundation were not quite sure how to manage that waste plastic, because the amount has been increasing so much. With this From Waste to Work project is quite beneficial to the foundation, although we don't have enough space for the storage of the waste plastic. After knowing about the artificial lake project, and now let's learn more about From Waste to Work project. How is this relevant to the artificial lake project? From Waste to Work project is the project that makes use of the plastic that is in excess of what we need for the molding of the artificial lake, and we would recycle this so that it can be used for the learning and teaching about this, which is learning or education is that means to develop people. The curriculum that we work in collaboration with their technical college in Chiang Mai was certified by the Ministry of Education and the Civil Servants Organization. The cost of developing technical personnel is at a high cost. The courses are not simply about theory. The technical students need to have the ways for their practice. So to ensure that our students would make use of their knowledge, their vocational knowledge in real practice, the recycled plastic is of a lot of usage to create more knowledge for the personnel of the country, so that they can help with the dream of the handicapped people. And this, in here, we make use of the waste plastic to be the equipment for as a supplement of the artificial supplement of the body. And this is very useful. At the beginning, the foundation did not imagine this before. We did not ever think that how we can make use of the recycled plastic. But when we can see the recycled plastic as a flat sheet, this is of a very considerable usage to the country. It is very important. From the perspective of IRPC, can you please elaborate more about From Waste to Work project from the perspective of IRPC? At the beginning, we need to understand the definition. In the industrial sector, we have the manufacturing of anything, and what we get is the product, and what is left is the waste. But IRPC would think that the waste is not really garbage, but it is the resources that can be transformed to be part of the other products later on. From the information that we got from the Prosthesis Foundation, we learned that the manufacturing of artificial legs would have the scrap plastic, and we think about ways to recycle the scrap plastic to make the most of the waste. And this is in relation to the implementation of circular economy of IRPC. And in another aspect, it is useful, as the professor said, it is very useful for the economy. and it can create value to the economy. More importantly, this is outstanding for the Prosthesis Foundation because it gives access to the handicapped people. They can have more access to the equipment. This is the From Waste to Work project. We summarize the project objective with the Prosthesis Foundation about the main goal is to get rid of the waste from the manufacturing of artificial legs. After discussion, we collected the recycled plastic and we try to find ways to make it easy for transportation, for recycling. At the same time, IRPC researchers conducted studies about the plastics that would be recycled by defining the factors for determining the value, the quality with adding additives and the number of verting to remain the same feature. That would be the plastic of recycled plastic that would be transported to the foundation for developing and manufacturing the plastic. At the initial stage, we were not quite sure about the quality, whether it's going to have the same feature as polyethylene plastic. But once we are sure of the quality, we send it back to the Prosthesis Foundation to create the mold for artificial legs. And then we work on the recycling. At the beginning of the project, we provided support of the smashing equipment of the scrap plastic with different forms to be at a smaller size and would be more convenient for transportation for the manufacturing of recycled plastic. And then we went through the process of the normal manufacturing of the mold of the plastic that would be transported to the foundation to develop the artificial legs again. And let's go back to the foundation. After you receive the plastics from IRPC, what do you do with the plastic? Let's look back to, I just talked about the education using recycled plastic. We use recycled plastics for education, for the vocational students in developing their skills. For one person, for one student, we would require a large amount of plastic. The number of recycled plastics that was sent from IRPC is to help with the knowledge for the vocational students that can save the national budget for education. We also conducted study and research that we would, in addition to provide service for people, how can we provide service to animals? We learned from the Chiang Mai University that small animals, especially dogs, once they got injured from the road accident or if they are handicapped from birth, how can we help them? How can we help small animals to live their lives as normal? Because they would, of course, have to run or walk. But if they remain still without any movement, the wounds will be even more deeper. The owners of the pets would be concerned about the burden of taking care of the small animals until their death, and it's going to be a burden for their ways of life or working. And the veterinary faculty brought the small animals to show us for consultation, because after the road accident, the dogs were handicapped and their dogs that their legs were cut off. So at the beginning, we wanted to run an experiment. It showed that the dogs that is presented in the slide can change their ways of life completely. They can run or walk along the staircase. And we were so surprised. We did not expect that the dog, after treatment, can walk along the stairs, but the dog has more development in using the artificial legs to live the normal life. And it was quite success at the beginning. After consultation with the senior management of both organizations, we came to an agreement about drafting an MOU. And that was the starting point. And we had the process of providing service in creating artificial dogs for small animals in other cases later on. We did quite a lot for small animals, and let me talk about the plastic that was supported from IRPC. It was the virgin plastic that was sent to the foundation from the year BE 2554 until now. So our foundation was able to develop and manufacture the artificial legs from PP. We could manufacture more than 84 artificial legs. So this IRPC make a lot of contributions not only to the foundation but also to the national level, because IRPC can help reduce the importation of plastics from overseas. Our foundation has not ever imported the plastics from overseas at all, but IRPC can help reduce the budget or cost of the country at a large amount. Okay, thank you so much to the professor. And finally, IRPC, can you please talk about the overview of the From Waste to Work project once again? From what the professor just talked about, IRPC from BE 2554, we have been donating more than 120 tons of plastic. After running the project with the Prosthesis Foundation, we seek more allies such as Sirinton Institute or Chulalongkorn Hospital so that we can accumulate the recycled plastic for recycling and make use of the recycled plastics once again. And we can produce the plastic sheet to be sent to prosthesis and orthesis to develop the artificial equipment for the handicapped so that they can walk properly as ordinary people. This is the overview of the project. Thank you so much to the two panelists. After listening to the two panelists, we can see the synergy, the beautiful synergy of the IRPC and foundation in developing the artificial legs for the handicapped people. I believe that From Waste to Work project would be an inspiration for everyone to take care of the waste even more, because waste can be transformed into something of value. No matter who you give, it's going to be useful. And finally, let me serve as a representative to thank both of you for sharing stories about From Waste to Work project. Thank you so much to all the audience as well. Let me pass the stage to the moderator once again. Thank you so much to the three people. Please remain on the stage for the group photo session.
คุณกุลชาติ
ดังคุณทศ from IRPC Public Company Limited อาจารย์โกศล the Prosthesis and Orthosis from Prosthesis Foundation of Her Royal Highness the Princess Mother and the moderator คุณเกียรติกมล คุณสิริญญารัตน์ the Senior Officer of the Planning and Strategy of IRPC Public Company Limited. This is another inspirational session from West for everyone, for people. It can become something of value to other people. Thank you so much to the three key persons on the stage. Let's give a round of applause to them once again. And now, our showcase is not finished yet. You might have heard the word carbon credit. If you want to make use of carbon credit from forest to transform it to digital token, this is quite interesting and it would be possible and it would certainly create some value, and it comes from the collaboration that can help to create something tangible. And we will be listening to the two panelists. Please give a round of applause to Kun Samiti Havenput, Head of Nature-Based Solution and Special Project of Mae Pha Luang Foundation under Royal Patronage. Please. And next, Kun Pathom Chai Tang Noi, Acting Managing Director of Cubix Digital Asset Company Limited. And now, the floor is yours.
Thank you and hello to all. Thank you for giving us the chance from Mae Pha Luang and Cubix from K-Bank to share with you what carbon credit utilizations is being used. I want to give you a picture. Where do we create carbon credit? We have to start from the beginning of Mae Pha Luang Foundation, where Mr. Duk has also shared. I'd like to start with this picture. This is the start. We started with environmental refurbishment, but we were not moving people away. We actually generated wealth without moving people. Look at this. Years passed, 37 years passed, and we created carbon credits. This is the carbon credit that we get from Keyword. Now, the forest doesn't only just absorb carbon. Forest has other functions. They produce water, produce air, and produce food for us. Now, in the 100,000 rai that Mae Pha Luang looks after in Chiang Rai, in Doi Tung, we registered carbon credit for 57,000 of that. So we got 400,000 ton of carbon credit equivalent. Now, we do not only want to sell it to big corporates. So thank you for PTT. We sold that to 170,000 to them. But the carbon credit after Tung, we also want to sell it into kilograms unit. And that's why we need to have partners or connections to sell those carbon credits to. So Mr. Good can talk about it, how he purchases it. We are from Cubix. Maybe you have not heard of my company yet. We are a subsidiary company of Kasikorn Bank, and the bank has a direction where we want to do green finances and sustainability. Now, Cubix has an opportunity to work with or hear the directions of Mae Pha Luang Foundation. And this slide, we saw it once, and we see that we should be building something good for the nation. And this is a mission for for Thailand to be net zero emission. And also it sets the direction of the bank. And when we hear the solutions of, we found a player from Mae Pha Luang Foundation, we want to find an ecosystem of carbon credits. We see that there are voluntarily movements such as Thai Red Cross and people want to donate blood. That's the true sustainability. Everybody has their voluntary heart to create that to happen. This is the same. It has to be in the common sense or the conscious of people that want to create a better world for the next generation, just like people from the previous stages has mentioned. Now, that's why I think that what can we do? When we first assign this solution, we had to do tokenization on blockchain. But before we utilize this technology, we have to think about, okay, what's the right technology? Are we trying to force a technology that's too difficult for the consumers? We therefore look into details of several projects, and we see that the importance that to create this, there are three things. Number one is do we have the right player? The right player, in my definition, is someone who is working on the project. The Maphalong Foundation is one of them. So we have the right player to create the right carbon credit. Next is to create this mechanism, ecosystem together. Do we have to have the criteria or the regulator involved? By having the right player, it has to have a trustworthy process as well. And then we can move on to seeing if the trustworthy process can happen on what technology. Because we do tokenizations, so there's a question of whether if we need to go on stage and we need to find solutions as to why tokenizations. I have to be able to answer that question. We may have heard of the word greenwashing, double accounting, fractionalize. All of this may not be the right technology to use blockchain. It can utilize any technology. But to actually create this, to make it happen, is that one, we need to make it a national mission. It has to be transparent. It has to be able to, accountable. We have to be able to trace it. So the technology that has this concept is blockchain. I set an example such as mobile banking. You transfer money on mobile banking. First you have 5,000 baht and you transfer 1,000 or 100. You should have 4,900 left. If you don't have 4,900 left, the only server that knows it is the bank server. How can we track it that the bank is doing the correct job? The blockchain technology has two ways to do that. To submit any transaction, there needs to be a node validator. It's not that the bank acts alone, but any organization that's trustworthy to help verify that transaction so that the transaction is valid before we submit it in the server. So the credits will come from all of these integrations. And second point is when there's a problem, we can look and trace it back. If we want to see the transactions of the bank don't usually open it for you. But if it's a blockchain, there's one feature called Block Explorer where anyone can come and have a look. Today I said that the foundation does carbon credit carbonization with the token number of 500 tokens. We can use that and see if the token that's being generated in the blockchain, is it 500? Anyone, it's open to public, not just the people with authorizations. So this comes with transparency. Now other possibilities, not just transparency, the other possibilities to use this is, I use the definition I use the word deliverable versus payment. If today we buy stuff from Shopee or Lazada, what's going to happen? We have to transfer money first. The items may or may not come. We don't know. Or sometimes the product comes first and we pay after. So if these counterparties have risk, then the blockchain technology and what we develop to be digital assets, we can have products waiting, money waiting, and once there is the right amount, according to each agreement, there will be an auto swap, so there will be a reduction of risk on transaction. All of this to say that if we are to make that happen and to bring that technology, it's going to turn around. But the question, we have a lot of questions on that. When we work with the regulators, when we work with the assets that are not launched in Thailand yet, to move, we have to build credibility. So what the bank and what the foundation is doing is we're trying to drive through with the regulator, which is TPT. When we do this carbon credit tokenizations, we are doing the first submission, and when we close the project, we send the report to Bank of Thailand, and we're opening the second scope, and the Bank of Thailand also opens the sandbox that is a green sandbox. And in 2026, the whole year here, we are able to submit any projects that is going to be submitted to Bank of Thailand and to be having a criteria to support that. I said that if we submit this use case in the sandbox, the Bank of Thailand can say that, okay, this is the use case that is okay, and it's not going to create negative impacts to the country. It is beneficial, and it should be beneficial to the society. What happens is, right now, the use case that we submit in 2026, maybe we don't have enough. There are use cases that sent for each use case, and if we right now have any organizations that say want to participate in this project that we're doing this sandbox with the foundation and the carbon credits organizations, we can do that together, and we can find the use case that we can build green inspirations together to the citizen. Thank you. That's my take. Thank you. One thing that Mr. Good talks about is transparency and greenwashing. Right? So I want to tell you that the income from this project, where does it go to? So we switch from the units of tons to kilos. So small companies or restaurants can actually do this, can buy it. So we want to build awareness for the people to be involved in offsetting their carbon credits. So all of this income going back to the environment and to SDG 6, 7, and 15, we're there to preserve bigger forests, 500-something thousand rai. And on social, we also spend that budget on over 10,000 people on the hills. We help with their education. All of this to say, if we are to address this directly, if we talk about this blockchain, we can say that we have a carbon credit here. And on the economic dimension, in Mae Fa Luang, we do provide them with our brands. We are able to generate income of around 600 million per year. And lastly is on life on land or biodiversity. Like I said, that the forest is a food bank for everyone. We are utilizing the forest and the river. We are doing a database for that, and we have registered 90,000 rai for a conservation area. And this is the carbon credit link back into generating income, and it's going to help with preserve natural water resources. So everyone has to use water. You're going to use the toilet, you're going to drink water, and all of this, we need to find mechanisms together to reserve our assets together. So, do you have anything else, Mr. Good? Well, we see the use case of from the business side who consulted with us, and it is another different dimension where they can compete on business. They might not be about just price, or they're going to be more about providing co-benefits to their business. So if the business thinks that, hey, if you have a strong B2C and you have a strong use case and you can provide and you think that this is your direction, you can consult with the bank or of the foundation. Thank you. And lastly, I'd like to thank PTT to allow us to share our work. It may be short, but I think it's quite impactful. And thank you also to PTT in many companies to be working with Mae Fah Luang in conserving the environment together. So let's keep this relationship, and thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mai. Thank you, both of us, Mr. Smithy and Mr. Good from Cubics and from Mae Fah Luang Foundation. And this is another stage that is should win some hearts of the young people. It's about sustainability and it's got technology. Now we are approaching our last showcase. Please stay with us. This is the last showcase, and if you are here, you want to learn, you are going to get 1 point. Did you know today that everyone, you get a point, you get different chances to get a point, and one thing is to complete this full state, listen, and if you fill in, if you're here to listen, you get 1 point, and you fill a survey, that's another point. And if you get 6 points, you get a tote bag. Now, if you're still missing some points, so please come here to listen to the last talk. This is going to be about cold energy utilizations via microheat exchanger in the industrial sector. So how are we going to utilize that? So round of applause, please, to Mr. Yun Yong Ponsamrit, Managing Director from Clean Fuel and Applicable Energy from PTT, and Mr. Pongsak, Chief Strategy and Sustainability Officer from Bangkok Industrial Gas Company Limited.
The last showcase has a lot of people who cheer up. This is good. Okay, the floor is yours. Hello. Hello. Let me introduce myself once again. I'm Yun Yong Ponsamrit. I'm from the PTT Innovation Institute. I'd like to take you to the last session of today. We will talk about the exploitation, utilization of cold energy. You may wonder what it is. We are going to explain this more later on. And such innovation is the way to create sustainability for the industrial sector using the waste by having waste to be recycled using cold or hot energy. Today we are honored by BIC, who is the leader of gas for the industry and solution for supporting quality energy that creates sustainability in the energy sector. Kun Pongsak Leung Chin Rat, Chief Strategy and Sustainability Officer, would share with us his experience and collaboration between PTT and BIG. And now, Kun Pongsak, could you please introduce yourself once again and talk about your company profile? Thank you. Let me introduce myself again. I'm Pongsak Leung Jindarat. I'm now in charge of sustainability and strategy for BIG. Many of you may not know BIG before, let me introduce BIG briefly. BIG is the company focusing on generating a cleaner future. We believe that if we can create a cleaner future, it's going to create more sustainability for the world and our own business. Therefore, BIG focuses on doing everything to meet the needs of creating a cleaner future. BIG has been in Thailand for so long. We are in the 38th year in Thailand. We run businesses related to energy. Of course, when we do any business, we would have to use a lot of resources from the electricity that we use considerable energy from electricity, and we may also use hydrocarbon to create some kind of our gas. And here we can see that what we are doing today may cause a lot of burden to the world. From this policy, we had an internal meeting that if we do it this way, our company may be able to survive. However, the users or our society cannot survive. So this leads to our concern about what we should do to the society. And the products that we have produced is mainly gas for the industry, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, may need to use hydrocarbon for production. And when we do this, just think about the air surrounding us. Think about the material. Whenever we produce our products, we must separate air using something cold. In the past, we used a lot of power from electricity so that the surrounding air would be transformed to liquid. In order to do this, just imagine if we want to bring in air to the fridge. In order to make the air cold, it has to reduce the temperature to minus 200 degrees. So we have to try to make use of cold. That leads to what we are interested to talk about today. So let's talk about collaboration between PTT and BIG. We can see the opportunity of applying cold energy that exists in BIG terminal that can be topped up to BIG and VMP. Pekin. Okay, can you please talk about this? Actually, from what I just talked previously, we had to use a lot of electricity. We believe that our business may cause a lot of burden to the society, so we need to make use of cold energy. And we think that Thailand has been importing LMG by PTT Group for the industry that generate electricity to the society. We import LMG to Thailand, but PTT has to gasify LMG. In this process, we think that PTT has not made use of cold energy yet. They just release cold energy in the form of seawater quite tremendously. So BIG think that we have technology that is called our product, which is the mother company of BIG, to make use of cold energy. So we invited PTT in 2018 that we want to use this cold energy to separate air. For the big refrigerator that we used in the past, we just abolished the usage, but we use LMG gas in exchange so that we use the cold energy to separate air to become liquid. From that starting point in 2018, we built a plant in the form of joint venture with PTT. And it was the factory that is LMG coordinated. That plant has still existed in providing material for the industrial sector. Actually, this plant is the plant that help industrial gas to have low carbon footprint because it can save electricity by using cold energy from LNG. And this is the collaboration in the first step. And we can see the opportunity in using cold energy from LNG in many dimensions. And this is why the PTT Innovation Institute has a research center. One of the main equipment that can use cold energy from liquid natural gas is the e-changer. How can we use e-changer in the status that of minus degree temperature? So we designed this innovation for the channel of flowing the liquid of a smaller size so that it will create more efficiency in smaller size, and it's going to be produced as the material that is resistant to heat. We use stainless steel and we adopt technology of digital bonding so that micro e-changer can be durable with high temperature. Nowadays, we have implemented as PTT LMG in Terminal 1 using cold energy as a supply in cold storage room. Many of you might have visited our plant in Rayong, but our plant is in the minus at the temperature minus 5 degrees Celsius. PTT supported LMG satellite using LMG as a supply for industrial plant as a replacement of fuel. And this is the vision of PTT, that we are determined to develop innovations, to support for the industrial sector of industrial decarbonization. And this is the way how our collaboration between PTT and BIG was implemented. Could you please talk about the two projects that we are going to work on? All right, let me elaborate more on what I just mentioned. We use cold energy, and today we had a talk to an agency that our process can reduce more than 1,000 tons, and this can save a lot of resources for the country. And thank you so much to PTT for our collaboration. After from what Khun Art just mentioned, actually what our company can do is we have technology to produce equipment making use of the cold energy, but the size is quite large and it is quite expensive. So I have to thank PTT Innovation Institute for doing something even beyond what we have been doing. That is cold changer. In order to do something even beyond for hydrogen and oxygen, what else can we do? I would say that for the buildings and offices in our own plant, we still rely on electricity, especially for air conditioning. And the room for electricity room that has a lot of electrical equipment, we need to have cold energy. We need to have air conditioner to help with the coldness. But in the times of blackout or when the air conditioning is out of order, the electrical equipment at our plant has a risk of pausing the manufacturing. So we had a consultation with PTT Innovation Institute asking about the options of using the cold energy to provide coldness in place of the air conditioner in our own plant. From From our R&D, we have found that the size of exchanger can be reduced, and more importantly, it can be sold at factories. So I think that in 2026, we are going to have more investment for the factories using micro e-changer in place of the air conditioner in our offices. And I would say that the size is smaller and it is cheaper. And eventually, when we do this in an industrial aspect, we can not be able to seek for subsidy, but we can sustain our business and help with the society. This is the use case, the first use case. And there is another use case that we think we may apply it for our customer in the industrial gas sector. I just talked about our internal thing, what is happening in our own factory, but how we are going to use with our factory, we would think about options for our customer as well. For the micro heat X that the PTT Innovation Institute has developed, can it be used with LMG only? It can be used with any kind of gas which is cold. So with the nitrogen that our company produce, it has some kind of coldness feature. So we would use nitrogen in collaboration with micro e-changer, so that the industry that needs to use a lot of nitrogen, mainly for electronics industry, we would use liquid nitrogen for our customers, and they would use it in the form of nitrogen gas, and we told our customer to change the status of nitrogen to be liquid and feed that to the industry that can use in the freezer. So that means that the remainder of the gas can be used for optimal use. So thank you to the PTT R&D Institute, because the space for manufacturing is quite limited. If we use ordinary equipment that we have, we may not be able to use it because the plant size is quite small and cannot accommodate the installation of such equipment. And the price of the equipment is even cheaper for the importation, but if we compare it with the importation from other country. For the PTT Innovation Institute, we are very happy that what we have developed can be used in the commercial phase, and we are proud that our partner is very good in expanding the market. And finally, I would thank Kun Pongsak once again for sharing your experience that in the industry that is hot or cold, how can we make use of the energy? And PTT places importance of innovation to commercialization. If anyone is interested in the micro e-changer technology or innovation, we have the booth around in here in the exhibition hall. You can visit our booth, and right now we have developing this technology in 2 versions. In the first generation, it is suitable for coldness, can be used with liquid natural gas, liquid nitrogen, or liquid oxygen. This can be used for severe condition, high pressure or high temperature, or even minus temperature. And the second innovation can be more accessible for heat innovation. If your customer has boiler or project which has burning or the emission, micro channel can be used. And finally, Kun Pongsak, would you like to say something else for the audience? I would give credit to PTT Innovation Institute so much because from what we collaborate so far, we listen to the pain points and we feedback to each other, and this leads to something tangible. After listening about the application in the heat sector, this is quite interesting, and BIG will find more customers for you. Thank you. So thank you so much to Kun Pongsak, and thank you so much to all the audience for listening until the end of the last session for today of Spark stage. Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause to both panelists. Kun Yun Yong Ponsamit, Manager of Clean Fuel and Energy Transition Innovation Department from PTT Public Company Limited, and Kun Pongsak Leung Chindarat, Chief Strategy and Sustainability of BIG. Okay, now let's give the last round of applause to the two panelists. Thank you so much. Today, we have been listening to a lot of showcases, and we listened to a lot of useful information in the afternoon sessions. The last showcase is about sustainability, which is tangible. It reflects not only the high value for the economics, but also pass on the value to the society. Only two of you on the stage for the group photos, right? And now we have reached the very last of the session for the afternoon. Thank you so much for all your participation. Don't forget that if you participate in our sessions, don't forget that you will get 1 point, and you can accumulate all the points of your participation, and 1 point for each activity. There are many ways to gain points. After you get 6 points, you will get a cloth bag that can preserve the environment. Thank you so much for all your participation. I hope that you can get a lot of useful information. And there are many more activities in many different zones that you can join. But for today's session, thank you so much once again. I'm Rasami Natwisuk. I'm done with my mission. I'm going shopping. Thank you so much, and see you again tomorrow.